So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In continuation of our previous two lectures about poison and its treatment, so today is the third lecture in that series. So, today we learn that symptomatic treatment for poisons. In case of organophosphate poisoning, so in organophosphate poisoning, intravenous magnesium sulfate 4 gram can be given in the first day after admission have been shown to decrease hospitalization period and improve outcome in patients with organophosphate poisoning. Further, they go for the magnesium sulfate blocks calcium channels and thus reduces acetylcholine release. Further, they added benzodiazepines are widely used in humans organophosphate poisonings to control agitation, provide sedation in ventilated patients, and control of seizures. For intermediate syndrome, which is resistance to the standard treatments, supportive therapy, and consideration of artificial respirations are recommended. For organophosphate-induced delayed neuropathy, standards therapy should be accompanied with neurotropic drugs like corticosteroids may be added. Now, snake bite treatment. So, in all over world, about 2,500 species of snakes are found. In Pakistan, more than 250 species of snakes are found, out of which only 50 species are poisonous. Snakes are found all over the world except Greenland, Ireland, New Zealand, and Jamaica. Poisonous snakes have elongated body and short tail. There is no limb. Eyelids to be fused appear to be absent. Body is covered with scales, have 2 eyes and 2 nostrils, no external ear. Tongue is forked and help as sense organ. Further, you can see over here features of snakes. Features, the features of poisonous snake and non-poisonous snakes. Now, body scales for poisonous snakes on anterior side and large covered the whole width. Small and moderate scales. Head scales in poisonous snakes small, non-poisonous large. Fangs. Fangs are present and are canalized in vipers and grooved in cloberin. Usually fangs are absent. If present, they are short and solid. Tail are compressed in case of poisonous snakes and in non-poisonous, non-compressed. Appearance, they mostly appear in nocturnals in the night, non-poisonous, non-nocturnals. Bite mark shows two fang marks and there may be present these marks due to other small teeth in colubrine. No fang marks by non-poisonous snakes. Saliva. Poisonous snakes, toxic. Non-poisonous, non-toxic. Now go for classification of poisonous snakes. Now for cloberine, alpidate, Alpide, cobra, tet, pupils are rounds. Hydropty, sea snake, pupils are round. Papridae, vipers, pupils are vertical. On the basis of poisonous snakes are classified as alpides. They are neurotoxic. Fangs are 4 to 6 millimeters. Vipers, vasculotoxic. Fangs are 12 to 15 millimeters. Mobile. Sea snakes, myotoxic. Fangs are 2 to 4 millimeters. So poisonous snakes in Pakistan are dead. Cobra, no nag, they have different name. It is usually black, 5 to 6 feet, preferred in and is populated area. King cobra, 6 to 18 feet, preferred in forest. Common cat, Cavaria, Chitti, Bangras, Keralesi, usually steel black, 3 to 5 feet. Preferred area is near the houses. They are single or double white arcs on back. Russell viper, they have is 4 to 5 feet long. Head is flat, triangular, and has white V-shaped mark pointing forward. It is produced larger hazzling round sound when about to attack. Pit vipers 1 to 3 feet as a heat sensing green bit between each eye and nostril. Saw scale vipers is 1 to 1.5 feet, usually brown in color. The rough scales on body produces rustling sound when snake moves. Sea snake have a snout and tail is fin-like. Now snake venom. Snake venom, toxobumin, is heterogeneous mixture of proteins produced and stored in a specialized salivary gland. Snake venom contains more than 20 different constituents, mainly proteins, including enzymes and polypeptides, toxins. The following venom constituents cause important clinical effects. They have pro-coagulant enzymes. Vapridine, what they do, they stimulate blood clotting but result in incoagulable blood. Incoagulable blood. Russell viper venom contains several different procoagulants which activate different steps of clotting cascade. The result is formation of fibrin in the blood stream. Eventually, and sometime within 30 minutes of the bite, the level of clotting factor have been so depleted, consumption, coagulopathy, that the blood will not clot. So second one is hemorrhaging. Hemorrhagens, it's a zinc metalloproteinase. What they do, they damage the endothelial lining of blood vessels, valves causing spontaneous systematic hemorrhage. Cytolytic are necrotoxin. These digestive hydrolyses, proteolytic enzymes, and phospholipases A. Now, polypeptides, toxins, and other factors increase permeability, resulting in local swelling. They may also destroy cell membrane and tissue. Fourth is hemolytic and myolytic phospholipase A2. Now, these enzymes damage cell membranes, endothelium, skeletal muscles, nerve, and red blood cells. Fifth is presynaptic neurotoxin, LFD, and some vaporidae. These are phospholipases A2 that damage nerve ending, initially releasing acetylcholine transmitters, then interfering with release. Six is postsynaptic neurotoxin, LAPD. These polypeptides compete with acetylcholine for receptors in the neuromuscular junction and lead to Curare-like paralysis. So fatal dose of snake venom when they have bitten by a snake cobra. Fatal dose is 12 milligram of dried venom. Amount injected per bite is from 200 to 350 milligram. Means if 12 milligram is received by a person, it is also fatal, but here this is 200 to 350 milligram per bite by a cobra. Creds, 6 milligram of dried venom, it's also fatal, but that bite it is 20 to 22 milligrams. Russell viper, 15 milligram is a fatal dose. But here when bites, it gives 150 to 200 milligram. Saw-scaled viper, 8 milligram is a fatal dose, but when per bite gives 25 milligrams. So fatal period is in such cases, in cobrine 20 minutes to 6 hours, and is vibrance 2 to 4 days. So after sign and symptom of a snake bite, general sign and symptom of lapid and venomations. Sign and symptoms of elapid and venomations. It happens swelling and local pain, local necrosis, and or blistering cobra snake bite. Descending paralysis, initially of muscles inverted by the cranial nerves, commencing with ptosis, diplopia, or ophthalmoplegia. Paralysis of jaws and tongue may lead to upper airway obstruction and aspirations of swallow of pooled secretions because of the patient's inability to swallow, numb around the lips and mouth, progressing cooling off, secretions, bulbous paralysis and respiratory failure, hypoxia, inadequate ventilation can cause cyanosis, altered sensorium and coma. This is a life-threatening situation and need urgent intervention. Stomach pain, which may suggest submucosal hemorrhage in the stomach by carrot. So general sign and symptom of Viperine evaluations. There can happen swelling and local pain, tender enlargement of local lymph nodes as large molecular weight viper venom molecules enter system via the lymphatics. Bleeding from the gingival sulci and other orifices such as epistaxis. The skin and mucous membranes may show evidence of patchy purpura ecchymosis, vomiting and acute abdominal tenderness, which may suggest gastrointestinal or retroperitoneal bleeding. Low back pain, indicative of an early renal failure or retroperitoneal bleeding. Hypotension, resulting from hypovolemia or direct vasodilations. Lateralizing neurological symptoms and asymmetrical pupils may be indicative of intracranial bleeding. Muscle pain indicating rhabdomyolysis, carotid swelling, conjunctival edema, subconjunctival hemorrhage can be found. Late onset envenoming. The patient should be kept under close observation for at least 24 hours. Many species, particularly carrot and the hump-nosed pit viper, are known for the length of time it can take for symptoms to manifest. Often this can take between 6 to 12 hours. It is also particularly pertinent at the start of rainy seasons when snakes generally give birth to their young. Juvenile snake, 8 to 10 inches long, tend to bite the victim lower down on the foot in the hard tissue area, and thus any signs of envenomations can take much longer to appear. Now, say the bilateral ptosis cat bite, this happened to that patient, and chemosis, a sign of generalized increase in capillary permeability by the Russell viper, happened to the eyes. You can see the cobra and the bite were there, local swelling, blistering, and demarcated areas of dermonecrosis in the patients by the cobra bite. See that the bite of cobra and the bite, there is a blistering and demarcated areas of dermonecrosis in the patients. Now the treatment of snake bites. Who is this? मैं नहीं बताऊंगा. So treatment of snake bite is, the first aid treatment of snake bite is currently based on numerous, right? First is R. Reassure the patient 70% of all snake bites are from non-venomous species. Only 50% bites by venomous species actually envenomate the patient. So first, ensure that the snake can be a non-venomous. Second, immobilize the bitten limb in the same way as if with fractured limb. Use bandage or cloths to hold the splints, not to block the blood supply or apply pressure. Do not apply any kind of compression in the form of tight ligatures. They don't work and can be dangerous. Get to hospital immediately. Traditionally, remedies have no proven benefit in treating snake bites. Tell the doctor of any systemic symptom of the patient, such as ptosis, that manifest on the way to hospital. So this is the right thing, RIGHT. So you have to understand the abbreviation of right. Now further the 10th step includes to allay fear of anxiety, prevention of spread of venom, use of antivenom serum, treatment of absorbed poison. Symptomatic and general treatment has to be done in these 5 steps. To allay fear and anxiety of patients, fear and tension of snake bite is the commonest cause of death. Every patient should be assured that all snakes are not poisonous and that poisonous snake bite can be treatable. Prevention of spread of venom. Apply tourniquets proximal to site of bite, though it is not recommended now if it needs to apply. Preferably 2 tourniquets applied out of which one should be on single bone. Tourniquets should be released for 20-30 seconds in every 10 to 15 minutes. Do not apply too tight tourniquets, as after reaching of hospital, when tourniquets removed, a strong surge of venom may produce paralysis. Immobilize the parts since it prevents the spread of venom and relieve pain. A snake bite can often cause severe pain at the bite site. This can be treated with analgesics such as paracetamol. Adult dose of 500 to 1000 milligram 4 to 6 hourly. Pediatric dose 10 milligram per kg every 4 to 6 hourly has to be given. Aspirin should not be used. Mind it, aspirin should not be used due to its adverse impact on coagulation. Do not use non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs as they can cause bleeding. This can be particularly dangerous in the patients already having coagulopathy. Now, the use of the antivenom. The ASV available is polyvalent. Mind it is a polyvalent. Whenever you see ASV available, it is written over there, it is a polyvalent. That it is effective against all the four common species, the sill viper, common cobra, common kate, and saw-scaled vipers. Because those who are poisonous snakes is effective against these all. So it is known as polyvalent anti-snake venom. Mind it is a polyvalent. There are no currently available monovalent ASV. ASV is produced in both liquid and lyophilized forms and is available as a granular powders. It is reconstituted by adding 10 ml of distilled water. Be sure that it is a clear solution and this solution is potent for 10 years. As it is a serum and time and patient conditions permitted, then sensitive tests should be done. If the person is sensitive to serum, then he is desensitized by injecting multiple small doses. So treatment of absorbed poison in LAPIDS, alternate 0.6 milligram atropine and 0.5 milligram neostigmine in paralytic cases, subcutaneous adrenaline and intramuscular calcium chloride can be applied. In vipers, 30,000 to 40,000 units heparin can be given. 300 to 600 milligram fibrinogen can be given. Further symptomatic treatment, use of tetanus toxoids, antibiotics, antihistaminics, analgesics, barbiturates, blood transfusion when required, artificial oxygenations. Immunoglobulin G is said to improve coagulopathy, can be given in snake bite.